guys, guess what we're making today, or what I'm giving you. We're not even making it. I'm giving you this template to work on your very own Eras Tour. I don't know how I'm going to get around copyright with this. I don't think I'm going to be able to say Taylor Swift. We're going to see. We're going to see. Hopefully this doesn't get taken down. Great. Eras Tour. Now, if you're not a Swiftie, stay. Hold on. If you are not a Taylor Swift person, still watch. Hear me out. I'm going to be teaching you about positioning and layers, about duotone and how to get an effect with this image, grungy stuff, fonts, layout, all of that. I'm going to be teaching you a few core Canva lessons. So strap along for the lessons, and then you'll also get a cool template along with it. Let's check out Canva. So first of all, I am using a Instagram portrait size. So that is 1080 by 1350. Won't really work as a square, but you do need to consider about what shows up in your feed, right? So what shows up in your feed is going to be about, and I'll put guides in this document. This is how I do it. I put a square in, and then I go to position, middle, and then I drag some guides down, and then I delete. So this is what's going to actually show in the feed, so it will get a little cropped unless you make it small. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. It also won't fit if you guys are like, why doesn't she just make it bigger? Like, it doesn't quite fit. It will have to have things on the side. So I like it centered, but you guys can do what you will. So how on earth did I even get to this effect? First, I'm going to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you how to edit the template. So how I did it was on each photo, I basically had this open in a separate window, and I duotoned the snot out of it. So I'm going to screenshot this so that you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to place this here. Great. So let's do some education on how it actually works. So when you've got a photo, let's make me smaller. When you've got a photo, you're going to click Edit Photo up here in the top left. Then we're going to use probably one of my personal favorite Canva features, duotone. Doesn't matter which one of these you pick unless you just like the preset ones. I'm going to click blush. Then what you're going to see happens is highlights and shadows and intensity shows up. Great. I'm going to click on the highlight color, use the eyedropper, and then we're going to eyedrop the brightest color in the photo. Then same thing with shadows. We're going to use the eyedrop, and we're going to eyedrop the darkest color in the photo. So now you can see, there we go. Now I've got the exact coloring. But Olivia, mine looks a little bit muddier. Mine looks a little bit not as bright pink. That is because of the white and black balance in the photo. So then I come back up to Edit Photo, and this time you click Adjust, because now you can adjust the light and the color and the texture. So I'm going to take my whites way up. Look at that, right? And I'm going to take my blacks up a little bit. Perfect. Now that's looking exactly correct. I also like to up the clarity. That's going to give it that like thresholdy, grungy look of the photo. So what's going to happen is that I have already put all of that in as a preset. Right? So you are going to be able to, and actually this one looks a little bit better in my opinion. We're gonna make that a little more pink. Great. So I've already done that for you. You do not have to go through and memorize all of this stuff. I'm just explaining how it works in case you get creative in the future and you're like, ooh, I actually really want to try something like this out. I've really messed this up. Now I'm going to go to File, View Settings, and turn off those rulers and guides because they're really distracting. So now that you know how I did it, I basically went through each square and perfected them for you guys. I ensured that every square looked like the Eras Tour. You will have to do maybe a little bit of photo editing depending on your photo, but I'm going to do all of this over again so that you can see it. Let's go. So wow. So first, you're going to see I've got a little graphic how-to because things are going to get a little bit wonky because you have to move some junk out of the way. So let me teach you about positioning and layers. You're going to see on mine, when you click position, we're gonna come over here because it's fair. When you click position, You just need to be on this page. You click position. You're going to see some things pop up. Arrange, which you're probably used to. Arrange has the alignment of stuff. It has the sizing of all of that good stuff. But if you click layers, here's where it's at. We need to move some junk out of the way so that we can get to our photos. So position, layers, junk. So you can see here's all of the photos, but then I also have an interior grid. Do you see the lines? I'm pointing. You can't see me. The lines here. The divider lines, they're more clear in this one. The divider lines that divide. Come on now. Position, layers, all, basically. And then I have an outside border that I like to be on the outside because I want this hard line down here. And then this little guy, what's like, what in the world is this? That is the white grunge. So there is a white grunge layer because in the original poster, there's some grunge, right? So I've got a white grunge layer. So you'll see that to be able to I can't click on this. I just keep clicking on the border. To be able to click on these things, you're going to need to move them temporarily. So I've got a little chart here explaining what each layer is, and we're going to move them and then you're going to put them back. So for this one, I'm going to grab, I keep doing that, position, layers. I'm going to grab this outer border, the inner border, and I'm using command to select multiple things, as well as the grunge layer. And I'm going to move them all the way down. They are now out of my life, out of my way. Now I can click on each of these individual photos. What you're going to do, template, duplicate me after moving grids. You're going to duplicate this and you're going to start putting in your own photos. I'm going to show you how. It's really easy. It's going to take you 10 seconds. There is some labor involved. You're going to have your photos. You're going to need 9 grid ones and 1 standout one. So you've got 9 around the edges and 1 standout ones. Try to have different looks if you want to get really focused and match the Taylor Swift ones. I mean, I don't really have myself wistfully in a field, but you might. I don't know, you know? So we're going to drag. Oh, that's me. You've already seen. Here's my example. This is the one I'm going to post, even though I need to fix that this is a double image. We're going to use me again, though. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag your photo into the square. Oh no, the effect is gone. Don't worry. You're now going to click on the square, click our handy dandy paintbrush, which is also the copy style. So I have the mint square selected, grab the paintbrush, scroll down, click. You're there. You're there. You're done. Now, oh my gosh, Olivia, this is really bright and like really, gosh, you're not really seeing the mint, right? In the original Taylor Swift one, again, don't forget, every photo is different. You can see that this one has a lot more white-black balance, whereas this one, there's a ton of black. So my recommendation is going to be to put in a different photo. I'm going to grab this again and put this here and, okay, much better. You can also tinker with these to get them how you like. So under adjust, this one's just a little too heavy on the blacks, even though I sort of like the grungy look. You can take this black all the way down. So this might take you 10 minutes in all to source your photos, get them all in. Let's keep going with some other photos of me so that you can see how I continue to do this. I'm going to grab this one and stick it in here. I'm going to click the yellow, click copy style, scroll down, click. There we go. It's already done for you. It's just going to take a little bit of clicking. Here, grab the lavender one, copy style, click, right? You just have to do that for all of the 9 grid. Now, the photo in the center, this is going to be the standout one. And you're going to have to pick a photo of yourself that has some good contrast in it. And I'll show you why. This is an amazing photo. I'm obsessed with it. You'll do the same thing. You'll click on this, click on the paintbrush, click on the photo. Whoa, this one's really bright. Olivia, why isn't this one working? She's in a white suit. There's not enough visual interest or contrast in this photo. If you look at Taylor's, she's in like a stripy shirt. Her hair is really long. We have a lot going on. This photo is not going to be as optimal. That's why I chose this stock girl. And it's also why I chose this photo of myself. It has a really wonderful grungy quality to it. Another good one, I just typed in woman over here. I think this would be a cool one. I'm not really sure. Because that red, like, you just might have to try a bunch out. Yeah, that one's awesome because of the hair. And then I would just need to use the background remover to remove the background. Incredible. Awesome. Once you are happy with everything, you're going to follow, if you got confused, here we are. You're going to come back over here, come to position, your layers, and we're going to drag all of those layers back up. We're going to move them all back up to the top. Whoops, come on now. All back up to the top. Awesome. Except see now I don't want the grid on top. You're going to move you above the grid and the grunge. Because I don't like the grunge on the photo. And here we are. You've got the grid. You've got the grunge. I see that there's a little bit of a misalignment. I will fix that when I give you guys the template. So there you go. And then to save it, you will click share, download, put it on your computer, upload it. If you want to get the font, if you're like, oh, I really want it to say, obviously you're not going to get this exact font on Canva, but I've sneakily given you a similar one right here. So if you're like, oh, I just actually really want it to say like Olivia the Tour or whatever, you can make this smaller and then grab, this is going to be a font that's really similar, and place it right here. The Tour. Something like that. That's pretty cool. And that looks pretty similar to the font, and it's a really good one. It's Bodoni, it's fine. Look at that, we did it. So you guys have learned about duotone, image editing, and layers. And once again, you're gonna have to come through a lot of these and edit them in the adjust panel, your whites and blacks to get, it's just gonna depend on which photo you use. Like this person has a lot in the background, you might need to do more or less, but I have the correct duotone in there, so it's just a matter of copying and pasting until you're totally happy. So you're going to get a file that looks like this. Again, I'm going to give it to you with the layers correct. So I'm just going to put all of these back, and then I will edit that grid to make sure it is right. So you're going to get this file, you're going to duplicate it, you're not going to get my Olivia one. And please comment if you like this sort of video. I'm hoping to do a lot more of these application-based videos so you can see how to apply all of these Canva lessons. I hope you enjoy the template, and I hope I don't get this taken down for copyright violation. I'm not gonna try to use Taylor Swift in the title. I'm hoping just to type in Eras style poster. By golly, Godspeed for me. Thanks, guys.